But let's get into the rookies, which is why a lot of people are going to be really interested in this class. It's that's what the buzz is at this moment, is this 2020 rookie class. I've been reading a ton of excellent praise on him. I personally think it's a great class, but in terms of just as an overall group, what do you think after you've been doing all these charts for the last 5 years? How do they kind of stack up?
Sure. This class is, to me, it's not in this, it's on par with the 2017 class, in the sense that, like, the top end is just absolutely money. And now that we have landing spots, like, I especially feel really strongly this is like the second best draft class that I've personally charted. 2017 was just absolutely loaded. I mean, we had Joe Mixon, Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, RIP. I mean, it was just a loaded class. Dalvin Cook, and even on the lower end, like Aaron Jones. I mean, some of these guys were just, have really popped in the NFL. I don't think this class is as deep, but at the top 4 or 5 guys is about as good as you could possibly get.
Let's take into some of these names, and at the top of that list, the first guy taken is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and most are generally considering him that rookie 101 lock, and tons of that's because of the landing spot. Obviously, the Chiefs are as explosive a juggernaut as you can have. Mahomes is vouching for the guy, and potentially a high volume role with Andy Reid's kind of history here. But just beyond all the dreamboat surroundings, what about Helaire himself kind of makes this fit so perfect, and how do you project him doing in the NFL level?
Right. I thought there was an outside chance the Chiefs took a running back at 32. I thought they might just go defense and get a corner, but they made all of us fantasy geeks happy with the Edwards-Helaire pick. I mean, it's just a dream spot. I mean, I tweeted this out a couple weeks ago, but I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the second best route runner I've personally ever watched over the last 5 years among running backs. Christian McCaffrey is still number one, and McCaffrey is just I think he's more versatile and a little more explosive, and he has a little more long speed than Edwards-Helaire, but like very few running backs have the understanding at how to separate and generate leverage against linebackers than Clyde Edwards-Helaire did. I got a chance to watch all 4 of his games against Alabama, Clemson, and Auburn. And Edwards-Helaire caught 28 balls for 243 yards against some of the best linebackers and safeties in college football. I mean, these are guys that are going to be playing on Sundays, and some of them were even drafted. Edwards-Helaire just has an unbelievable understanding of how to create separation with his feet and with his quick. He's so twitchy. He's such a twitchy mover. He constantly made throws easy for Joe Burrow, and now we're going to drop him in this Chiefs offense that is going to spread the field with Tyreek Hill, with Travis Kelce, with Mecole, with Sammy Watkins. Like, Edwards-Helaire is going to get one-on-one coverage against linebackers underneath all day long, and he is going to shred. As a pass catcher, the fit is perfect. I also think yards created illuminated that Edwards-Helaire is probably a better inside runner than most people give him credit for. He created more yards per attempt on his inside handoffs than DeAndre Swift, A.J. Dillon, Cam Akers, Zach Moss. I mean, some of those guys, especially Dillon and Moss, are considered to be very good inside runners, and Edwards-Helaire was more creative. Granted, he definitely ran into fewer stack boxes, and LSU was primarily running out of the shotgun, so there's definitely some more space for Edwards-Helaire to create naturally. I just love this fit. I just absolutely love this fit. You nailed it at the top. I mean, he is the runaway 101.
Absolutely. And I mean, everything you just cited there, their GM has already come out and said that, his quote, interior running ability, vision, instincts, start, stop, redirect, hands out of the backfield. The guy has the ability to play in slow motion. He was tailor-made for this offense and what we're trying to build moving forward. So, I mean, he's already come out and pretty much said, this is our guy. I do see some concern by some because of Damien Williams. Like, should we be nervous about him at all? Do you think Helaire just steps in and is immediately the horse here? What's your expectation there?
Right. I mean, I like Damien Williams as a player. I mean, I was vouching for, taking Damien Williams in like the early 3rd round of redraft leagues last year. So, I mean, I'm definitely a fan of his and think, if he had stayed healthy last year, he definitely would have been a top 10 running back. But you don't take a running back at 32 overall to give your look. Damien Williams is a fine player, but he's not in the same talent conversation as Clyde Edwards-Helaire, especially as a pass catcher. I think we'll see week 1 at minimum a 60-40 split in favor of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I think we'll see that gap widen. If you look back at 2017, the year Kareem Hunt came into the league, Spencer Ware got hurt, but they basically used Kareem Hunt as an every down player, except in like 2-minute situations where Hunt was left into pass block. Hunt was not a great pass blocker, and I still think the jury's out if Edwards-Helaire can be a good pass blocker, but I think there's a legitimate chance that we see by the end of the year Edwards-Helaire playing like 75-80% of Chiefs snaps, just because he provides so much, just another mismatch nightmare in the passing game. It's just going to be really hard for the Chiefs to take him off the field. I mean, the Chiefs are the #1 most pass-heavy team in the NFL. I mean, if you look at like first and second downs last year, the Chiefs were passing 65% of the time. And if that sticks, like Edwards-Helaire is going to catch 55 balls like in his sleep this year, and he has a chance for like 70 or 75.
Absolutely. And that's kind of how Reed operates too. It's very rare that I get the committee's been kind of annoying as of late, but I think it's just because he hasn't had his guy. And exactly. We all know the quote at this point, Brian Westbrook, they studied the film together, and then Reed came out saying Helaire is better than Westbrook. That guy was an absolute monster under Andy Reid, never finished worse than the RB8, and was top 4 for 4 of his 5 seasons with him. And that's just, 12 of his RB1s have finished top 8 in 16 years. So, 75% hit rate, that's pretty damn impressive. And it's the offense itself, but also, the passing game usage, as you said. I love Barrett's article on how much more important and valuable receptions are to running backs, and you just hit it on that. If they're throwing that much on first and second down, 55 catches might be the absolute floor. Like, it could be that much better. And the GM even came out and said, he was asked the question, can he be featured like Hunt, as you mentioned, or Charles? And he said, I think because of the offense we run, I do. We're not this traditional power offense. The kid's perfect for our offense. He could be just like those guys. So, and then you look at those seasons, just insane. Jamal Charles had like a 19 touchdown season under him. So they're just, the fit's so perfect, and the talent you just described fits what they want to do so perfectly that I don't see how this isn't a beautiful marriage. I have him 12 overall in redraft leagues, never mind just rookie only. I'm all about it.